Hey everyone, my name is Barry with Colorado Custom, and today we're going to be dipping this shotgun in a snow camo. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got this over here all disassembled. What we're going to do is get this all masked up and ready for sandblasting. And so we're just going to tape off these parts here that we obviously don't want the buildup of the film and all the paint and stuff. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and get started on that. Okay, we got these parts all blown off out of the sandblaster, and I'm going to get my respirator put on, the booth turned on, and we're going to get to priming. Okay, we're going to wait for that to dry, and we will probably come back tomorrow and get them painted. Okay, we got the primer dried on these, and what we're going to do is go ahead and get them sprayed in a white base coat. I did want to take a minute and explain something on something that's not part of this project, but we're doing for a different customer. So we have these scales off of a little handgun, and the customer just wanted them dipped in a flag pattern, and so we just have a silicone plug in there to just kind of help keep them spaced so that we can get good coverage with our paint and primer and everything around the edge. But yeah, I just want to take a minute, explain that real quick, and let's get to painting. Okay, we're going to let that paint dry, and we'll get you out there and we'll go through the dipping process. Okay, so we got these out here to the film table. I just wanted to take a quick second and explain how we're going to do this one. So because of the pattern this one's going in, and what I think will look best and the customer will be the happiest with, what we're going to do is we're going to pull all the tape here, pull the tape off the back, pull our tape that's here, and we are going to put all of this together. And what we're going to do is we're going to dip one whole side and then pull that tape and then tape off and do the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'll do all of that, and I'll bring you guys back once I get it all taped up, and I'll explain some more then. Okay guys, so here's what we did. We went and we ran tape on the inside of this to cover up the ones that went through so that water doesn't come out before the film gets to it. And then all this, I just reinforced this area that it kind of peeled away from sandblasting and everything. And then so this is taped off, so this side we won't get anything on. This is the side that we're going to do first, and I always just pick the side that looks the hardest. The side that I'm going to be most likely to mess up, I want to be the first side. So this is where we're going to start, is this side, and we're going to be doing it in this snow camo. That's a 50 centimeter film. So we'll get this rolled out and cut some film real quick. And we just cut the corners to help with the edges rolling in. So we just cut them a little slit just like that. And then what that'll do is the edge, if it rolls, will only roll as far as you've cut it in. So I'm just gonna look at this and see if there looks like a up, which it looks like this way. So we'll go ahead and put it on the water this way. So there's a couple different ways we could go in with this. What I'm gonna do is just kind of start on the paper side and then just kind of rock into the film to try to eliminate the amount of air that we trap. This is a pretty forgiving pattern, so we should be good to go with that. If we were doing something with more printed color, that would be more of a concern of trapping air. So we'll get this over to the rinse tank and get it rinsing. Okay, let's go get those out of the rinse tank. So we'll give it a freshwater rinse. Okay, so this is it right out of the rinse tank. There's some areas we'll have to fix with the airbrush, but it's not too bad at all. We'll get it starting to dry, and what we'll do is once this is dried, we'll get it taped off again and bring you back. Okay guys, we got this taped off for the second dip, and I just want to show you something real quick. So you just want to be careful when you're taping this. You want to just barely leave any film exposed. You don't want it to overlap too much on the other side, or you're going to have a really dark stripe of pattern. Some people will say like an 1/8 inch. Some people won't even do double dips because they think they look bad. With this pattern, I think we're going to be perfectly fine. We'll show you here once we dip it, but I just kind of wanted to show you that, and then also just remind you with second dips or anything that's been in the water, so if you had to redo it, you just really want to be careful about having this near your film. So if water leaks out of this, you don't want it to get on your film and make it stick together, or maybe it goes on the water just fine and then you have a spot that dissolves in the middle. So you just really want to try to keep this away from where you keep your film. That way you don't have that issue. So I'm going to put this down this way, and then we'll put the film on the water. So let's get this over to the rinse tank. We'll bring you back in 5 minutes when it's all rinsed. Okay, let's get these out of the rinse tank. Okay, so this was the side we just did, and you can see where it meets up. There's no overlap. It's just as if the pattern had come up nice and straight, not stretched and met. No pattern pulling from having the tape on the first dip. So we'll get this dried off, and I'll get ready for some touch-up. And once I get ready for touch-up, I'll bring you guys in the paint booth and we'll get it touched up and ready for clear coat. Okay, so I just have an airbrush. Right now, I just have black in it. And what we're gonna do is just go through and fix these little areas. And this is where you can ruin a good dip if you overdo it with touch-up. So it's just that fine line of what's worth fixing and what's not. and we're just going to kind of fog in some black. Maybe. So we're just going to basically just kind of fog some color in where we trapped air, kind of like that, and just kind of go through this whole thing and try to get it all fixed up. But you just don't want to overdo it. You can overdo touch up pretty quick. Okay, we're going to call that piece good, and we're going to grab the next piece. And then, if you remember earlier on in the video, I said papering off the tube or parts that you didn't need to do was an option. That's what I did here. The only thing with the paper is the clear coat will soak through it. So I basically just have it barely secured at that end. So once I clear it, I can undo all of this paper so that the paper doesn't stick to the tube. Okay, we're just basically gonna continue through this for the other two pieces, and I'll bring you back when we're gonna do clear coat. So we got these all touched up with the airbrush. This shotgun is getting something a little different than the standard gloss or low gloss clear. This one's getting like a soft touch. It's almost like a rubbery clear coat. So what we're gonna do is we'll put one coat of the low gloss clear on, and then we're going to let that flash, and then we'll do a couple coats of the rubberized soft touch clear over the top. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to do that filming yet, but I'll show them to you before we call it a night, and then I'll show you what they look like tomorrow. So this is after our coat of low gloss clear. It's still shiny, it will be for a little bit. So we're gonna let this sit about probably 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll bring you back and we'll spray the soft touch over the top. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. I'll kind of show you what it's looking like here. So you can see it's kind of lost a little bit of the shine. The trick here is you just got to catch it in between, kind of like when it flashes to where it's not all the way kind of matted out, but it's not like wet still. Almost like you'd do if you were going to put your next coat of whatever your original clear was. So that's a few minutes. It's ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and spray this soft touch on there, and then we'll show you what that looks like. So this is after our first coat of soft touch. We got that shine right back. So what we're gonna do, let this sit again, and we'll get a second coat put on, and then I'll untape our magazine tube on that one, and we'll show you guys what they look like in the morning. Okay guys, it is the next day, and we have that shotgun all finished up in that snow camo with the soft touched clear coat. Before I show you though, I just wanted to remind you, if you found anything helpful in this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell notification so that you get notified when we post another video. But here's that shotgun. Turned out really nice. And then if you look at the seam on the Picatinny, looks super good. Even here on this texture, the seam turned out really nice. We'll get some more shots of this once it comes back from getting assembled, but if you guys have any other ideas or something that you think I forgot or left out in a video, put it down below in the comments and we'll try to get a video done on it. See you guys next time.